I know Rich Marriott is always fascinated with the skies, not just the skies we can see, but the skies beyond. Rich, I don't want to take up too much time, but happy birthday, Hubble. Happy 30th.
I know it's pretty. If you look at some of the images that's taken over the 30 years and just think how far it's advanced our knowledge of the universe, it's pretty remarkable. It's got, she said, a few more years. They're going to hopefully be launching the Webb Space Telescope. Hopefully, I think 21, 22. It's been delayed about 3 or 4 years. It takes a long time to get these big mirrors up there and get them working. I just want to get them working the right way this time, because you recall they had to fix the Hubble right afterwards with the shuttle. So hopefully it'll work out better this time, Steve. Well, weather-wise, we're looking up in the sky and seeing mostly gray right now around much of the area. Just some clouds coming up from a system that's moving down through Oregon. It's not going to bring us any rain, but it is bringing us the clouds. They will be thinning, though, as we head towards a little bit later on. You see our Everett Tower cam showing just a kind of a cloudy day with a few bright spots so far. And not too different there from Paul's Bow, looking there towards the Olympics that we can't see right now. Checking the Doppler radar, nothing to be seen on there. That's the good news. Things are dry across the state and down. They did get a little rain down in northern Oregon earlier today, but that's moved away along with the system that caused it. See up there, as you go farther north, a better chance of seeing sunshine. Shorecrest High School there in Shoreline seeing some sunbreaks starting to make their way through the clouds, so that's a good sign in itself. Checking temperatures right now, they're running mostly in the mid-50s, so a few places starting to edge into the upper 50s. Potlatch temperatures seems to be reading consistently a little on the warm side, but you know, sometimes it is warmer there in Potlatch for that matter. Taking a look at the satellite image, see that little weak system moving down through Oregon and moving away from us. A little bit of a break between systems. High pressure is going to be moving through this afternoon, but overnight tonight, that system you see farther to the east is going to, farther to the west is going to be pushing its way into the coast. Should bring some rain back in here to start off on Saturday. In fact, University of Washington high resolution model showing as we move through the day today that we've got the clouds kind of more to the south and to the north during the afternoon hours, but we'll see some high clouds kind of filtering the sun, and then overnight tonight we'll see that next system begin to push in here. Should bring rain back in here before daybreak tomorrow, and then we're going to see a little bit of steady rain in the morning. Should turn to off and on showers in the afternoon. It's going to be a little breezy tomorrow as well, and there's an outside chance of maybe a thunderstorm in the convergence zone, maybe 1 or 2 of those, but won't amount to very much. And then as we head towards later Saturday, we'll just start to see those showers begin to diminish a bit. Heading into Sunday, it looks like we'll maybe see a little bit of sunshine during the day, and the good news is the computer models have slowed up that next system and don't bring it in until we get towards sunset on Sunday night, so it looks we'll probably have a pretty decent day on Sunday as well, rather than an entirely wet weekend, which is always good news. Take a look at our forecast then for today. We're going to be looking for partly sunny. It's going to be filtered sunshine, but you'll see more of the sun as you go farther to the north this afternoon. Still a pretty mild afternoon, getting into the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, a little steady rain early, turning to off and on showers and breezy. Again, that slight chance of a thunderstorm in the convergence zone in the afternoon. Partly sunny early on Sunday, then increasing clouds. Rain moves in Sunday night. Decreasing showers Monday, and then Tuesday, partly sunny, warming into the mid to upper 60s. Tuesday's looking like a pretty good day right now. Then partly sunny Wednesday and Thursday with just a slight chance of a shower both days, and those high temperatures in the low to mid 60s, which looks pretty comfortable at this point, Steve, and all sunshine gratefully accepted at this point.
That sounds good. All right, we'll talk to you again in the next half hour, Rich.